Hi there. Welcome to my channel, Maths with Age Raj. Today, I am going to show you how to multiply a 2-digit by a single-digit number. First, we're going to take an example of 28 multiplied by 4. I'm going to do the sum using two different methods. The first method that I'm going to be using is the distributive method. The distributive method merely means that we need to take 28 and break it up into 20 plus 8. And then we're going to distribute the rule by both these numbers. In other words, we're going to take each of these numbers and multiply each of them by the number 4. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to take the 20 from 28 and multiply it with 4. So what is 20 times 4? Now, boys and girls, if you know that 4 times 2 is 8, then 20 times 4 is 80. You could either say 2 times 4 is 8 and 0 times 4 is 0, or you could just say 2 times 4 is 8 and just add a 0. Okay, next is the number 8 from 28. And we're going to multiply it also with the 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. And then we're going to put our answers together. And 80 plus 32 is actually 112. Right, now I'm going to be multiplying the same sum using the vertical method. 28 times 4. I call this a vertical method because instead of going across on the page, we are going downwards, vertically downwards. Right, and in this method, we are dealing with tens and units, the place value of the digits rather than the values. Okay, so the important thing to remember is that we always start multiplying with the units column first. Right, what's in the units column? 8 and 4. So we start by saying 8 times 4 is 32. Now, we are not going to fill in the entire 32 in the units column. We are going to select the 2 units and fill it into the units column. What do we do with the 3? The 3 gets carried to the tens column. Now, we're going to leave the 3 over here until the multiplication sum is completed first. Right, because it's a multiplication sum, we first need to multiply 4 times 2, which is 8, and then only can we add the 3 that we carried. Right, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. And there you go. 112 is the answer you get using two different methods, the distributive method and the vertical method. Let's go on to one more example. Okay, let's take an example of 46 times 5. Right, firstly, the distributive method is to break up the number 46 into 40 plus 6. Okay, both these numbers now must be distributed and multiplied by 5. Now we call it the distributive method because we are distributing 46 into two different numbers, 40 and 6. And we are sharing this by the rule multiplied by 5. So 40 times 5 is 200. And 6 times 5 is 30. So 200 plus 30 is 230. Now you need to know your multiplication tables in order to know these sums. If you know that 4 times 5 is 20, then 40 times 5 is 200, but because of the extra 0. All right, let's do this now using the vertical method. Remember, the vertical method deals with the place value of the numbers. So we are leaving out the 0 in 40 and we are just calling it 4 tens. And both these numbers must be multiplied by 5. Now notice that the vertical method is very similar to the distributive method because we have to multiply two digits at a time, the 5 and the 6, first before we multiply 5 times 4. So starting with the units, starting always using this vertical method, you have to start with the units column first. 5 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. All right. Now we are not going to fill in the entire 30 in the units column. We are going to choose only the 0 and fill it into the units column. What do we do with the 3? Yes, we carry the 3 to the tens column. Do we add first or do we multiply first? You guessed it, we must multiply first. 4 times 5 is 20 and 20 plus 3. Okay, the addition comes after the multiplication. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. And we have to fill in the entire 23. We only carry if there is more numbers to carry 2. But since there's no number in the hundreds column, we don't need to carry the 2. We just fill it into the answer straight away. And there you go. 46 times 5 is 230, done in the distributive method, which is also known as a breakup method. And the vertical method, we have the same answer, 230. Thank you.